In the quiet town of Sturgis, Michigan, what police were about to uncover would leave them forever scarred by the sheer gruesomeness of what they would see. At the center of this nightmarish crime scene was one man whose crimes were so barbaric, even hardened criminals were terrified of him. His own cellmate would give him a new name: Monster. Viewer discretion is advised. Before we continue, this is a fully remastered edition, now with clear, balanced audio for a much better listening experience. It was the evening of May 22nd, 2019, when a chilling phone call was made to the St. Joseph's County Central Dispatch. An anonymous voice, identifying himself only as Stephen, claimed that a man named Wade Allen had committed a heinous crime.
Hello?
Did you see this firsthand, or he tell you this, or how?
He told me about it and asked me if I wanted to see or see the body, and I said no.
Okay.
Okay, well, I don't think he's going to be very cooperative with you.
Okay. Well, most people aren't.
This one call would unravel a series of events that exposed a gruesome truth, shaking the quiet town of Sturgis, Michigan to its core.
ABC 57 is staying on top of some breaking news. Seconds before 6, a man arrested in Sturgis after police say they found a woman's dismembered body in his apartment. Stephen, the 911 caller, provided a disturbing account of a confession of a crime committed by his longtime friend Wade Allen. The caller directed authorities to the intersection of Maple and Hatch Streets. He claimed that Allen had confessed to killing his girlfriend, Kelly Jean Warner, dismembering her body, and hiding her remains in a cooler inside his apartment. Armed with this information, officers Wired, Freds, and Edgington of the Sturgis Police Department set out to locate Wade Allen's apartment. It was approximately 11:12 p.m. when the officers arrived on scene. The building looked run down and had an eeriness about it.
She said inside on the left. All right, Wade.
Hey, Wade. How you doing, man?
Hey, how you doing?
Doing good.
I remember you from the Speedway.
Yeah. 3537, what are you up to now?
Oh, not much.
You're not working up there anymore?
No.
Gotcha. We're looking for Kimberly.
Kelly?
Or Kelly.
The officers inquired about Kelly Warner, but initially the officer, whether intentionally or unintentionally, used the wrong name, stating, "We're looking for Kimberly." If you watch Allen's body language carefully, he instantly tenses up and asks a clarifying question. Kelly? Which proves to be his first misstep in this interaction.
You know Kelly?
Kimberly or Kelly?
From the shelter, maybe?
KJ?
KJ?
Yeah.
It looks as though Allen realized his mistake and tried to reset himself to a more casual response.
Nickname KJ?
466,
Oh, sorry. Oh, I don't know. I haven't heard from that person in some months. She hasn't been around in a while.
She doesn't live with you or...
No.
As is often the case, Allen is attempting to put emotional distance between himself and his victim by referring to her as that person, rather than her name. This dehumanizes her. Dehumanizing the victim is a common trait in perpetrators, as it makes it easier to carry out the deeds that repel most of us. If the victim is seen as subhuman in the predator's eyes, then harming that person, in whatever form that comes, is no more consequential than what squashing a roach would be to the rest of us.
Do you know her?
I haven't heard from her in a while. The last time I've seen her is a couple months, and last I heard she's in Kalamazoo, and after that I haven't heard from her.
Okay. Alright. just need to talk to her.
Oh, well,
Do you mind if we come and look, see if make sure she's not here?
I can tell you she's not. I mean, you know, I haven't got any mail. If you got that, I can give you that. But she's not here right now. I can tell you that.
You don't mind if we just verify real quick she's not in there, and then we'll get out of here.
Or we can
We'll
call.
just tell Kalamazoo that she's not down here, and we can get that wiped off the plate.
I think the best way for me to help you get a hold of her is through the shelter. I got her shelter manager person, and I can give you that information. But as far as here, I don't like just... My place is a mess, and I don't like just people coming and going all the time.
We don't care. We see all sorts of apartments and homes, and
Well,
all we gotta do is verify she's not here, and then we can get out of here and be done with it. They've been trying to locate her for a few days.
I've been waiting to hear from her on Facebook, and I haven't heard from her. So that's all I could tell you is try Kalamazoo. Like, she hasn't been here in forever, and I don't know what to tell you.
Okay. Well, I'd really appreciate it if you let us come in and look real quick. We could care less about whatever your apartment looks like.
Signal 10.
I don't know. I feel iffy. If you guys want to come by another time, just not right now. Let me at least have a day where I can clean up and do things.
Okay. Well, here's the deal, Wade. If we gotta get a search warrant, we will. All right.
Okay.
We don't want to go that route.
I know.
That's a lot of work for all of us, including you. So, if we gotta do that, we're gonna have to detain you and put you in the car for a little while. All right, until we get that search warrant. It'll take a couple hours, but we should be able to get it. All we want to do is verify she's not in there. If she's in there, can you just have her come out and say I'm fine?
Well, she's not though. That's the thing. Like, I mean, I can open up and I'll say, "Hey, KJ, Kelly," and there's no Kelly or KJ.
You mind if I just stand here and look in?
You can. I mean, I don't have her here.
Okay.
Honestly, she hasn't been here in months. I mean, when she took off, she didn't give me any notice. Her caseworker says there's been collected mail, and I have some of that she left me with.
Do you have some of her mail?
Yeah, if you guys do find her or get a hold of her, you can hand that to her if you'd like. But I haven't been able to get a hold of her.
Okay. All right. Who owns this apartment complex? Who's your landlord?
I got his information over there. I'll have to look for it in a moment.
Okay. Why don't you,
Have him get a hold of you guys?
well, we need to get a hold of him like right now. You don't have his phone number or anything?
Not right now. I don't keep anything on me. I just have things stashed away, like information.
Is it Kreitz? You don't know his name either?
No, his name's Kreitz.
Is it Kreitz?
Yeah.
That's clear. 2319.
Yeah, she isn't here. She hasn't been here in months. So.
Okay. All right.
But do you want me to get a caseworker's number? Again, I have to look through my information stuff, and I can give you a caseworker's number.
Okay.
Because I think her and I have the same one.
Oh, that's a possibility. You have any shoes handy real quick? Can you just throw some shoes on real quick?
I could. Why do I need my shoes on?
Because like I said, you're going to be detained and we're going to get a search warrant, okay?
Oh, you just want to walk in, that's it?
Yeah, that's basically all we want to do is just verify.
Our bosses want to make sure she's not here. So
Yeah.
we want to do what we got to do for our job, and then we're out.
And if she's here, we don't care. We could just say, hey, okay, if she's not here, yeah.
Do you mind if it's just one of you then?
One of us is fine.
Do you want to...
Reluctantly, Alan agreed to allow one of the officers in to take a quick look around to ensure Warner wasn't there. In this moment, I believe that Alan probably assumed that he could more easily control the course of the search just dealing with one officer. And so, as the officer entered, Alan led him on a very calculated and very cursory tour of the apartment.
Come in.
I'll go and wait. Thank you.
I know you know me enough, like.
Yeah, I just.
It's not much, but I don't have. I mean, I got my friend's sunglasses here, but.
Oh.
Not much of anything. And then I got all this. This is my bedroom. You see? Now here, I had her suitcase from when she was here. Just me, and if I do have a guest, I have a bed.
Yeah, bed. Okay.
But I don't have anyone here.
Okay.
And I just
all right, man.
Myself.
What's in the cooler?
Oh, that's for when the summer comes around. I'm gonna have parties and stuff. So.
All right, no problem. Can you open that for me, and then we'll get out of here?
Well, not right now. I can't. Like, I mean, I want to save that for later.
Okay.
For when the summer gets here. So. But I showed you, she hasn't been here in forever.
Okay. Well, why don't you just open that cooler and we'll get out of here? I just want to make sure anywhere that she could be hiding.
She's not gonna be hiding.
Well, okay. I just need to know that. Okay.
No, I mean, I can help you out there, but I've shown you everything.
Okay. All right. You won't.
I haven't seen her, like I said, in forever.
Nope. You don't have no closets or.
No. I mean, just this. No. And that's it.
Okay.
But she's not here and hasn't been. I wish she was.
All right, man. You can walk me to the front then. So.
All right.
You won't open that cooler for me?
Well.
Can you open the fridge for me? Make sure she's not hiding in there.
There's no point in the fridge either. Like, I mean, it's just food and stuff.
I understand.
You know.
All right. Why don't you throw your shoes on real quick?
Well, I helped you out. I showed you.
You did partially. What? Do you have shoes you can throw on real quick?
In a little bit. But here, I'll help you. You know.
Okay, I'll help you out. Go on out.
Well, I gotta
you're detained right now. Okay, go on out.
I'm detained.
You're detained. Right. Walk out there.
You said let me get my shoes on.
You're not gonna get them on now. I'm giving you the opportunity. Walk out there. Do it now. You got anything illegal on you?
No, I don't.
Okay, put your hands behind your back.
You got a knife or anything like that?
No.
Okay. Why don't you turn around against the wall real slowly?
Being detained, I'm just.
Just want the opportunity to look the rest of the way through the apartment. Okay.
Well, I showed you everything. Here, let me.
Do you want to show me?
I will. I showed you everything.
Why don't you walk back in there and show me then?
But I did. You see?
Can I look in that fridge?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's something.
Okay. I see she's not in there.
What does she want to be in a fridge?
I understand that, but we got to look. We found people in some crazy places. In little cupboards like that, people can crawl in there and fit in there. I just want to make sure 100% that she's not here, and then we'll get out of here.
She wouldn't have to hide.
Well, I don't know her. I don't know anything about her. I don't know if she's hiding from the law or hiding from her family or what she's doing.
Well, I don't think she would.
I just want to verify. Okay. Can I look in that cooler over there?
That's kind of, like I said, later on in summer stuff, but I'm trying to keep my stuff kind of private, you know?
Well, that's fine. All I want to do is open it, say, KJ, you in there, and then close it right back up, and I'll get out of here. You'll be out of handcuffs, and we'll be gone.
Well, let's have a warrant for the rest of this, and I'll just get detained. I don't understand why all this. I don't know what. Well, can I get my shoes on at least?
Where's your shoes at?
Right over here. I got some. This.
Flip flops, or sandals. That'll work.
At least
those are easy.
But yeah, I showed you at least my place.
Unlocked. I left that unlocked.
Well, I can lock it real fast. Hold on.
We'll leave it unlocked.
One of us will stay right here.
Yeah, we gotta stay right here now that we're getting a search warrant. So nobody's gonna go in.
Okay.
So.
So you're on the doorway.
Huh?
Is that the only door into the apartment?
Yeah, it is.
With the threat of detainment now looming over Alan, he shifts tactics, claiming he was experiencing anxiety and claustrophobia, and if he could go back inside, he would allow the officer to peek inside the cooler.
I just want to verify
Okay.
that she's not in there. Why don't you just have a seat right there?
Well, do you mind if I wait out here? I mean,
No, I got to type up a search warrant, so it's gonna take a while. So if we can go back in there and you let me look real quick, it's gonna be all over with. I'll say, hey, listen, Wade was cool. He let us look through his house. She's not there. We'll let Kalamazoo know. It'll be all done, and then we'll get out of here. But at this point, I'm suspicious that she is in there.
why?
So, because you won't let me look in that cooler or any other big boxes in there. I didn't see anything else I needed to look through, but that big cooler, I have no idea what size she is. If she's a little person, you could probably put two of her in that cooler. That cooler was that big. So basically, I was going to make sure she's not hidden in there. It took you a little while to answer your door, so I don't know if she was...
The reason why I took a while is because I had to get dressed.
Okay. Yeah, I understand that. If you were in bed, yeah. All right, have a seat.
I actually like to stay out here if that's okay.
Well, we can't, because we got to type a search warrant, and you got to be detained while we do that.
I won't move. I won't be out of the way.
Well, you got to have a seat. I'll roll the windows down.
But I'm not under arrest.
You're being detained. Yeah, you're not under arrest right now.
Okay, so I just want to sit through this.
And while you're being detained, you got to abide by our rules. And our rules are you got to sit in the car.
Okay.
I appreciate that. You want me to roll the windows down for you?
Will you show me what the warrant's going to say on it?
Yeah, absolutely. We got to type it up first.
Okay.
So.
Because I did let you in the premise.
Yep. You let me in. You gave me consent to walk through, but you didn't give me consent to check the whole area.
Right.
So
I did give you consent to walk through because you wanted to look for her and she wasn't there.
Yep. But I didn't get to check the whole area. So in order to do my job, I gotta check the whole area. So I gotta ask the judge, wake him up and say, listen, I checked most of it, but there was a few areas that Wade wouldn't let me look that would be big enough to house KJ. So and he'll say, well, he'll either say, yes, we're going to give you the search warrant, or no, we're not going to. So we gotta go by his rules now. So.
His rules?
Yep.
Well, sit through, I guess. Just, we'll sit right here if that's okay. Because
You can sit long ways across the seat, but you got to get all the way in there.
all right.
If you want to put your back towards the other door, you can, or whatever's more comfortable for you. You can.
Okay, I still want to get my wallet, though.
Well,
We'll get that to you.
we're going to get that here.
Can I go back in my apartment right now?
Not right at this minute.
All right, we're probably going to go back to PD, and I'll let you go in there and sit it down, and I'm going to start typing for a few minutes, okay?
Okay, I'm just kind of like shook up right now. I'm in handcuffs and.
No, I understand it. All you had to do is say, go ahead and look wherever you want to look, and we see all sorts of crazy stuff. So if there's,
I told you that's all we were looking for, sir.
yeah, we're not. If there's anything illegal in there, we could care less. Okay.
There is one. So.
Okay.
No.
Our job is just to try to find KJ, and if she's not there, we'll move on somewhere else. Okay, well, we will head back to the PD and go from there. Okay.
All right.
I'll roll the window down here a second. Yeah. So he's trying to steer me away from this big old cooler that's in the corner of the living room. It's a big, huge green cooler, and you've got box crap on top of it. Don't stink in there. Look, the apartment kind of stinks, but I don't smell anything. Yeah. So I don't know what he's got in that cooler, but he kept pulling me away from it. Every time I look over there, he said, you can look at my bedroom now. And I'm like, gosh, what's in that cooler? So, dang it. Okay.
something? I feel claustrophobic.
Okay.
I really am.
All right.
Well-
You guys can get back right now.
All right, we'll head back there. Okay. We'll put you.
I'm really feeling claustrophobic right now.
Okay. Well, we could end this all. You could take me in there and let me look around more, or we can. I've got to take you back and put you in a cell while I'm doing the search warrant. So it'll take a.
I have to be in a cell just to.
Yeah, I can't. We don't. We've got to have these two officers stay here. Anytime we get a search warrant, we got to stay on the premises because you're not here. We want to make sure nobody goes in there. Yeah. So basically, what I got to do now is take you back, put you in a cell, and then type the search warrant. It'll take a couple hours to get the search warrant verified.
You back in there, you're gonna take the handcuffs off me?
I absolutely would if you let me look around. I don't want to put you in handcuffs, okay? But when we gotta get a search warrant, we gotta detain the person. It turns into a big old long ordeal.
What's that? I don't like being locked up just for.
Wait, I hate that you're back there because I know you. All right.
Okay.
Basically, I just want you to cooperate so we can get this over with. Whatever we see in that house, I could care less. I got stuff in my house that's not supposed to be there.
All right. I mean, if you let him check, we would have been gone by now.
Yeah, you'd have been sleeping. All we got to do is say, listen, yeah, she's not here. We're going to move on.
Checked everywhere she's here. She's not here.
All right. Well, let me go back then, and then I can get my wallet, and then I can let you check everything then.
Okay. I appreciate that. It's going to save us all a lot of time and agony and.
Because this is causing me claustrophobia, and I'm really having anxiety.
It sucks. It sucks. I know. But in order to get a search warrant, I'll have to leave you. So, all right. I gotta lock everything back up. I hate being back there too, man. I gotta sit back there sometimes when we're tripled up. Okay, I'm gonna open the door for you.
Yeah.
No one has come or gone.
Can I look in your cupboards here?
Yeah, go for
Okay,
it.
I can see through that one. I can't see in this one.
Yeah, there it is.
So am I good to look around a little bit? Then we'll get you out of handcuffs and we'll leave.
Yeah.
I'm good to check things out. All I'm concerned about is any closets or any coolers.
Like I said, just in here. Watch.
Okay. Can I pop it open? Just take a peek.
Well, yeah, if you want.
Okay. Why don't you step back for a second?
Okay.
What's in there?
Just stuff.
Okay. All right. Let's head out here.
But my wallet's right there.
Okay. I'll grab it. Head out here.
But everything should be good now.
Yep. Everything's good.
I showed you everything.
Yep. You're under arrest, okay?
Under arrest?
Yes, you are.
All right.
Gotta get the crime task force out here.
Officer Wire, directing Alan to step back, slowly opened the cooler and was confronted with the horrific sight of the remains of 42-year-old Kelly Jean Warner. This gruesome discovery confirmed the nightmarish tale told by the 911 caller, but what the officers had seen up to this point was only a small glimpse of the horror that had taken place inside the nondescript apartment. The subsequent complete search revealed the full extent of Alan's crime. Kelly Jean Warner's dismembered remains were indeed hidden in the cooler, but not just the large cooler that Officer Wire had seen in the living room, but rather multiple coolers. It was approximately 17 days after the murder that Alan had set aside enough money to purchase an extra large cooler which he planned to use to dispose of Kelly's remains. Up to that point, Kelly Jean's body remained naked in the bathtub inside the apartment, where Alan had continued to heap abuse on Kelly's remains, even after her death. But as Alan set about placing her lifeless body inside the cooler, he couldn't make her entire frame fit. He then proceeded to dismember her into multiple pieces and placed her lower limbs into a separate smaller cooler, which he tucked away in the bedroom. The evidence found at the scene, along with the testimony provided to authorities by Alan's cellmates, would paint a grotesque and haunting picture of a brutal and calculated murder that was so heinous, even seasoned investigators were sickened at the sight. The following is a summary of the events that occurred over the course of several weeks that ultimately led to the death of Kelly. As the nature of the relationship with Alan became increasingly volatile, Kelly Jean confided in a friend about her issues with Alan, namely, that he was too rough during intimacy. Upon learning of this, Alan was furious, as his personal matters weren't to be discussed with others. It was from that point on that Alan began tying Kelly up and placing her in the closet before leaving for his job. As the days and weeks progressed, Alan's brutality increased, and his efforts to control Kelly and keep her silent reached sadistic levels. Alan bragged to cellmates that he used a screwdriver and rag as a crude horsebit of sorts to keep her from screaming, barely clinging to life and suffering brain damage. Either due to the blunt force trauma or oxygen deprivation, Kelly would remain in this helpless and completely defenseless state for another 2 weeks. Alan told his neighbor that he thought she had sustained a skull fracture from falling. On hearing this, the neighbor told Alan he needed to take Kelly to the emergency room, but Alan stated he was taking care of her. As would later be revealed through the testimony of Alan's cellmates, the care he referenced was in fact weeks and weeks of unimaginable torture. Kelly also sustained blunt force trauma to the head, which Alan confessed to his friend Stephen had occurred during an argument that had ensued because she had cheated on him. Alan stated, "I backhanded her, and she died." After his arrest, Alan enthusiastically shared every chilling detail of the brutality he unleashed on Kelly to his cellmates, to the point that they became so fearful of him that they even began sleeping in shifts while one stood watch over the group to ensure their safety. Alan would go on to assault one of his cellmates, who had gone to authorities to report all that Alan had bragged about. Serving time with the Michigan Department of Corrections, Daniel Kiefer, one of Alan's cellmates, found himself entangled in the dark narrative of Alan's crimes. On September 25th, Daniel sent a request to speak with investigators about information he had about Alan. Daniel claimed that during breakfast, Wade confessed to torturing Kelly Jean in graphic detail, recounting the events to cellmates Chris Drake, Brian Klein, and Randall Miller.
Morning.
Morning.
I'm Detective Males. I work at the Sturgis Police Department. How are you doing today?
Good, and you?
Good. What is your name?
Daniel Kiefer.
Daniel, what is your middle name?
Rob.
Okay, what do you have to talk about? What did Wade Allen tell you guys?
He told us that he physically had this girl down on the bed with a white ribbon around her neck, watching the clock for 5 minutes until she was dead, and he brought her back to life. And when he did, the torture that he put her through before he had choked her out with this white ribbon, he gave us detail on this ribbon and this paracord that he used, and it's gross. It's disgusting.
So he held her on the bed and was strangling her with a white ribbon.
He had her head right here in his lap, with a white ribbon around her neck, with a clock in front of him, watching for 5 minutes. He told her, he says, "You're going to die by someone that loves you and not somebody that hates you."
Okay.
And at that time, he said that she went blue. And he said he got on his phone because the next day, when she was already brain dead.
When he started strangling her?
After.
After.
She become brain dead.
Okay.
Because she couldn't talk. She couldn't walk. Anything. Okay, so during the time of this, he says, I burned her. And I said, what do you mean you burned her? He says, I burned her in every way possible to where she would feel pain every time I touched her. And I said, what do you mean? He said, I took a bit, like a screwdriver. He took it to her mouth. He shoved the screwdriver down her throat to gag her so that she'd always have water so he'd never have to take it out. That's how he kept her hydrated. And
so
then
you put a screwdriver down her throat?
Yeah, with a rag around it. So she'd stay hydrated. You know, with water on it. And every little while she'd look up like this, and he said he'd take a bottle of water and squish it on the rag, and it'd go through the rag to her throat so he wouldn't have to take it out.
Okay.
He said that he bought a torch lighter from Dollar General, and he said he burnt her tongue, the tip of her tongue, both of her nipples, and her. And I said, wow. I said, that's gruesome, dude. I said, what did you do after that? He says, I had sex with her. I said, are you serious, dude? He said, yeah. I said, wow. I said, didn't you feel bad? He's like, it's not for her pleasure. It was for mine. I'm thinking to myself, dude, there's something seriously wrong with you.
So Wade told you that after he burned her tongue, her nipples, and her clitoris, that he then had sex with her?
Yeah.
What else did he tell you?
That when he chopped her legs off, when he cut them off with the sawzall, that he cut them off here at first, and it was still too big, so he went above the kneecap.
Okay.
When he chopped her legs off. And I said, so he was like, yeah, he was like, I would take a shower with her when she was in the bathtub, because he left her in the bathtub for weeks, with cold water running. He said because it would keep the smell down, and he bought this deodorizer that would keep the smell down. I was like, dude, he held a Ouija session, man, in his house with his friend. And his friend said, well, it'd be better if somebody died here and we did this. Well, he says, oh, it'll probably work. And she was dead this whole time while his friend was sitting on this cooler that she was in.
Who's this friend? Did he say his name?
Steven something. I can't remember his last name.
Why are you coming forward with this information?
Because he's a monster. We were taking shifts on staying awake.
Okay.
We didn't want to go to sleep with this guy in there.
Gotcha.
That's why he did this, because he said she cheated on him.
Okay.
This was the main reason why he did this to her. Because she cheated on him and broke his heart. And I was like, whoa, but when he told us about the gagging her out, and it was just like...
So some type of a white ribbon, huh, is what he used.
That's what he used, yeah. He had her, a white ribbon, and it's in his evidence report. That's what he strangled her out with. And he watched the clock, and he made her watch it for 5 minutes. I was like, wow.
If he's strangling her, she wouldn't have been conscious for 5 minutes. Because it only takes about 30 seconds to strangle someone to where they lose consciousness.
Yeah, 5 minutes.
And he told you he watched the clock?
Yeah, for 5 minutes.
And then you said he brought her back? What do you mean by that? What did he mean?
He gave her CPR. He was giving her CPR and brought her back. And then that's when he knew that, hey, I did something, And I said, he told us I said, so did you ever have sexual intercourse with her when she was dead? He was like, yeah. He was like, it was kind of rough at first. He was like, well, her jaw just eventually opened up, and I just took advantage of it before I had to chop her up. I was like, whoa. That dude needs to be put away for a long time, man. Like I said, we were on shifts. I wouldn't even go to sleep with him in the cell. Until they moved him, I was up for 2 days. I couldn't sleep in there with him. No way. Oh, and he burned her feet with hot water, scalding hot water, so that her fluids, when she was dead in the bathtub, would go out and down the drain of the bathtub itself. He burnt her feet. He scalded them. I was like, man, this dude's a monster. And like I said, I'm not trying to get nothing from this. But this dude needs to be put away.
Right. No, I completely agree.
You know, he needs to have letters on him, not just numbers.
Right.
Before ending the interview, Daniel recalled Alan's chilling words. If someone cheated on him again, he would kill them and he would get away with it. Each of Alan's cellmates who came forward, while giving slightly varying accounts from their own perspectives, essentially corroborated the testimony of the others. In addition to the testimony of Alan's cellmates, the medical examiner findings would also point to the extreme level of violence and torture sustained by Kelly, and were ultimately summarized as cause of death homicide by unspecified means. As it would turn out, there was such a significant amount of damage that had been done to the body post-mortem, in addition to the extreme level of decomposition, that it was impossible for the medical examiner to pinpoint the exact cause of death.
So what's that right there?
Dropper, 12 Sturgis.
Uh-oh.
Hyper tough 6.5 amp reciprocating saw. I've not seen one of those in here.
I have not seen one of those either. Okay. That. Yeah. So what's this cooler looking like? Have we seen anything pretty new?
I don't see anything coming out of it. I don't see anything underneath of it in the vent.
No, I can't see all the front of it.
I see. So it's right there. I don't know where it's above.
41 Tango.
Okay. Now remember, when we open this, this is something that we're never going to be able to unsee.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Her head, her arms, her breasts.
She's been gone for a while.
Yep. I see her legs are detached. It's above the knee.
Yep. Bugs have made their way in.
Yep. There's a large amount of feet blood.
As the news of Wade Allen's arrest spread, the community of Sturgis was left grappling with the horror that had been lurking among them, while some of the most seasoned detectives struggled to cope with a scene that was so horrific they had to turn away. As crime scene technicians worked tirelessly to process the scene of carnage left behind by Allen, so began the process of unraveling his web of lies during his interrogation. Allen, a man with a seemingly ordinary life, had committed an act of unimaginable brutality. In 2023, he was convicted of second-degree murder and sentenced to 39 to 60 years in prison. For those who loved Kelly Jean Warner and the community at large, this was likely only a small consolation. The Wade Allen case is a haunting reminder of the darkness that can hide behind closed doors. And sadly, it is a chilling example of what it is to live in a broken world. It underscores the importance of vigilance, community, and the relentless pursuit of justice. Kelly Jean Warner's tragic end will forever be a somber chapter in Sturgis's history, a story of love turned lethal and a community forever changed. In a world where the facade of normalcy can mask the darkest of deeds, it becomes our collective responsibility to remain alert and compassionate, to listen to the whispers of those who suffer in silence, and to act decisively in the face of evil. If you or someone you know is experiencing domestic violence, please seek help immediately by contacting the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 800-799-7233. As always, thanks so much for watching, and until next time.